So very good evening. So in the today's class we are going to start with a new chapter, mergers and acquisitions. 8 to 10 marks you can expect minimum. Maximum can soar also up to 20 marks in exam. One very important chapter and a big chapter as well. There are 30 problems that we need to do, 30 or 30 different types. After solving the 30 problems, I will also show you the study material, ISM, with regard to the chapter. You can easily check out what problems we have completed. You can also get a clarity. We will do more than what is required from the study material point of view, RTP, MTP, everything I have kept in that particular material. So, we are now going to start with our second chapter in the syllabus called as mergers and acquisitions, okay, which will be forming part of minimum 8 marks, maximum can go up to 20 marks in exam. Okay. Very, very important chapter for the exams. Okay. To see the past trend, mergers is the highest amount of marks asked in exam till date on an average. Generally people will give 10 attempts average. You check if you find a time, I will also show in my question bank I kept. Highest rating came for mergers, next to portfolio theories. That much important this chapter is. Average this chapter mounted highest marks. That much important mergers chapter. So therefore I want to cover this mergers acquisitions as a second chapter itself. Moreover, mergers acquisitions and corporate valuation or business valuation interlinked together. So once this is completed, the third chapter we are going to start is corporate valuation. Okay. Once you get the clarity on corporate valuation as well, then once all these are completed, then we go into the area called as a bonds valuation. Which one? Bond valuation. Once that is completed, then we go to portfolio theories and asset pricing. That means interval will be given with portfolio theories. Clear? Let us begin with the concept. Mergers and acquisition. So please keep the heading. Give the heading. Give the heading mergers and acquisition. Give the heading mergers and acquisition. First, know about the learning objectives of this particular topic. Means what are all the various concepts involved in this chapter. Okay. For that, first one, calculation of swap ratios using various bases. NAV basis, EPS, MPS. Calculation of undiluted EPS. Calculation of undiluted MPS. Calculation of post-merger EPS. Calculation of post-merger MPS. Post-merger PE ratio, equivalent EPS or MPS. Cash offer versus share offer. Synergy benefits and various issues involved. Calculation of value of post-merged entity using pre-merged values of both the entities. Probabilities and valuation. Demerger valuation. Balance sheet analysis in mergers. Decomposition of values. Reconstruction, takeover bid. These are the various areas. Clear? Theory, as a theory chapter also, this is very important. Till now 28 marks theory came from mergers chapter. 3 marks, 4 marks. But I am not going to cover that theory today because theory we will be discussing for 20-25 hours. When at the last to this subject, before SFM is closed, keep here. I will open, no problem. Before SFM is closed, last 5 days, okay, last 5 days, 5 3 15 to 20 hours almost, I will spend only on theory discussion. 3 chapters are there, na? Securitization is there, startup finance is there, yes, sir. Okay, and all other chapters la miscellaneous theory, like in this chapter. Listening, all those I will cover separately at the end. So, SFM paper will come for 116 marks. 12 marks will be theory, 104 marks problematic. Therefore, which is more important for us? Let's not do overaction. Let's focus on what is important for exams first. Let us do that. In that theory, you know how much theory we are writing. So in that theory, we will cover internal theory. Separate theory questions will be there. Na? What do you mean by management buyout? What do you mean by takeover bid? What is the difference between merger amalgamation? These questions we will do separately. Listening? That theory, lastly we will put that. Not now. Shall we begin? Okay. Please write down the learning objectives. This chapter, no concept of opening the notes. Okay. Problem say we will see. Every question you need to do in the notes. I told you now the importance of this chapter. So that's why. Please. Shall we continue? Completed writing the learning objectives. So, these are all the various learning objectives we need to have a clarity on. So, let us start with the topic. Let us do the problems one by one. This particular chapter, mergers, acquisitions, problem after problem, every problem will have some kind of new point inside. Mergers chapter is not a concept, it is a model type. Means every problem they give, there will be two companies. One company wanted to amalgamate with another company or merge with another company. Clear? Listen. Everyone may get a doubt. Already, Ind AS 103 is their business combinations. Okay? Then there also we will be discussing about amalgamations, etc. Now, what is new we are going to learn in FM? In AFM, what is the new thing that we are going to learn? Question will arise or not? There also we are doing, here also we are doing. So, what we are doing there and what we are doing here? There, Ind AS 103's intention is to know about the test of control. Test of control means who is really controlling the company is the intent of Ind AS 103 for the reporting purposes. Who is really controlling it? Who are the controllers? On that reporting will be done under Ind AS 103. Listening? 100% difference will be there in AFM. Here our focus will be on at what price one company can buy another company. Okay? Do you know purchase consideration?
Yes, sir.
Calculation.
Yes, sir.
Important working note in the amalgamation or not? Calculation of purchase consideration. This chapter itself is purchase consideration calculation. 30 problems are 30 different ways we will do. Listening? If there is anything which is difficult in amalgamation, that is only calculation of PC. A PCA becomes one chapter means how it look like this it will look like. Okay? And moreover, try to understand how the purchase consideration paid will impact the company we are going to analyze here. That concept, unless or until you see the problems, you don't understand. So, in this chapter, our focus will be completely on understanding the financial impact of merger on the company. How wealth of a company will get affected because of mergers and amalgamations is the motto of this particular chapter, mergers amalgamation. Clear everyone? Main agenda, the main focus is purchase consideration. Simply, how purchase consideration can be calculated? You tell me, I will listen. How one company will pay to another company? I want to pay for pen. You will pay for pen. I want to buy a laptop. You will pay for laptop. I want to buy the company. To whom you should pay? To everyone you should pay. You should pay to equity. You should discharge debentures. You should take over them. So how to buy is a deal. Are you understanding or not? If you wanted to buy a pen, you will buy pen. Laptop means laptop. But company means company you can't buy. How to buy the company is what we are going to analyze in this chapter. Clear everyone? Different types of concepts will come. At the end of this particular chapter, mergers, you will get a full clarity on what are the various types of mergers that are happening around us. Listening? Complicated chapter. New concepts will come. First 8-10 problems will be okay. We can plainly do them. All our exam questions I will show AFM material also. Listening? You may ask a question, sir. Then we completed share valuation. Why you didn't show AFM material for that? Question may arise. Correct? Yeah, but doubt can happen here. Why you should believe me? So we completed share valuation. You didn't show AFM material. What is this, sir? A person may question me. Listen. Problem with this study material is share valuation is not a separate chapter. Security valuation is a chapter. Which one? Security. In that what are included? Share valuation is included. Bond valuation is included. Portfolio management, some problems also included there. In which chapter? Therefore, how can I show you the questions now itself? Therefore, once we complete corporate valuation, once we complete bond valuation, then I will go back to show you the security valuation chapter. Then you question me if there is any question that is left out. Remember my words. What after? Corporate valuation, bond valuation. I will complete now. After that, you pose the same question. Why, sir, you are not showing us AFM material regarding security? After that, our question bank means our workbook questions with the numbers we will post there. Listening or not? Which question in our material is the question in the AFM material? We will clearly write there. ISM 310 problems are there totally. All 310 we will cover. Extra another 300 we will cover. I gave you the word. I remember that. Clear? So therefore we will do what we are trying to do. First let us complete all the chapters. For example, we complete this share valuation now. Over. Then we will come to mergers. We will complete it. After that we will come to corporate. Over. Next we will come to bonds. By the time we complete corporate and bonds, question bank will come. Listening? Once question bank come, daily we will take one chapter again. Means like a revision, it will be helpful for you. Anyway, for the Google Drive student, it doesn't make any difference. Anyway, security valuation topics I will add in the security valuation only. Understood? In the classes, we will come to bond valuation. There is every chance you can forget security valuation. Yes or no? So then we will take 10 problems to 15 problems again. Again we will solve them. Clear everyone? Both of us will sit and solve in the class. So let us first complete of main areas of the syllabus. If these 30 problems you do, syllabus wise mergers acquisitions chapter, every model will be completed. Each and every model 2 problems I kept here. Third, fourth, fifth type of problems will be there. Easy topics or repeated questions. Everything I kept in the question bank, we will do that. Did you get the clarity? Yes, sir. So, first let us complete of entire syllabus curriculum. Okay. Let's see. First topic. See there. X Limited. Read the question. X Limited wants to take over Y Limited. And the following details, financial details are as follows. Preference capital, equity, share premium, P&L account, 10% debentures. Total. Fixed assets, current assets. Total. PAT plus preference dividend, market price per share. What should be the swap ratio to be offered to the shareholders of Y Limited based on NAV, based on EPS, based on market price? What should be preferred from the point of view of X Limited? This is a question that is being asked. Don't do anything, read the question first. Read the question? First, what are the 3 models they are going to choose? One is the intrinsic value, also called as a NAV. Second one, EPS. Third one, MPS. I wanted to buy a company. There will be various methods to purchase. Way number 1 is NAV. Way number 2 is EPS. Way number 3 is MPS. That means, what is the value of another company? That another company's value can be of 3 types. Number 1, if I go by NAV, I will get one value. If I go by EPS, I will get one value. If I go by MPS, another value will come. Clear or not, everyone? You should tell, I should listen. Total all the assets. How much? How much? 1,73,000. What is this 1,73,000? Total assets of the company. Correct? Like that other company, what is the total assets? Very good. Tell me. Minus outside liability. Listen. Equity is outside liability, yeah? No. Share premium is outside liability, yeah? No. P&L account is outside liability, yeah? No. Preference share is outside liability. In this chapter, except equity, everyone is an outsider. Except equity, everyone is a outsider. Throughout this chapter, that's the assumption. Because at the end of the day, merger will be done for equity shareholders only. Listening or not? Everyone will be treated as an outsider only. Who is the owner? Merger is for owners, not for the others. Clear everyone? So who is also an outsider in this chapter? Preference shareholder is also a outsider. Pakka he is an outsider in this chapter. Hello? Tell me. Everyone please participate and tell me. Preference shareholder is a outsider or insider? Answer? Outsider. Next, debentures. Outside liability. Next, tell me now. Whatever the ticks are there, tell me. Preference share and debentures, add both of them. How much? 35,000. Next one. Why only 5,000? Preference share capital is not there. So tell me, what is the NAV? 1,38,000. Here? 50? Okay. Number of shares. How many number of shares are there? 10 rupees each. 1 lakh means how many? 10,000. 50,000, 10 rupees each. 5,000. So please tell me what is the NAV per share? 13.80. Next. Fast. 11.20. Please tell me now. I will summarize and write NAV. X Limited and Y Limited. Please tell me NAV of X Limited is how much per share? 13.8. And Y? 11.2. Okay. Now listen carefully. How to calculate the swap ratio? How to calculate the swap ratio? I will ask a question first to answer this. Who will pay to whom? X Limited? X Limited? Always the denominator will be the influencer company. Numerator will be the influenced. Influencer. Influenced. Who is influencer? X or Y? X. Who is the influenced? Y. So, NAV of selling company by NAV of purchasing company. Tell me what is the NAV of selling company? Value. 812. 0.812. Correct? 0.812 is to 1 means what? For every 1 share held by Y Limited, we will give 0.812 shares of X Limited. How to interpret this? For every 1 share of Y Limited, we will be giving 0.812 shares of X Limited. That's the interpretation. Understood everyone? One more time. Tell me, first what we calculated? Total assets. In that, what we deducted? Outside liability. Who is also an outside liability? We deleted them. We deducted them. What is the amount we got? NAV we got. Number of shares? One company is having 10,000 shares. Another company is having 55,000 shares. So NAV per share of X Limited is how much? 13.8. NAV per share of Y Limited is how much? 11.2. Who will pay to whom? X Limited should pay to Y Limited. Who is the influencer? Who is the influencer? X Limited. Who is the influenced? Influencer should come on denominator. Influencer should come on numerator. Listening? You may ask a question. Why, sir? Influencer should come on numerator and denominator, and influencer should come on numerator. Question will arise or not? I will answer that question in the portfolio theories because their graphical presentations will come. Derivations will come. dy by dx. Mathematics like dy by dx is there. We'll play with those in portfolio chapter. So let's reserve all those. Interval band should be Bahubali. So therefore I am preserving that. Let's complete these chapters first. Interval very level. So with that interval bang, after that next second part of the story directly will start with forex derivatives. From there story will take a different turn. First let us complete this. So I will explain why always influencer should come on denominator, influencer should come on numerator. But not now, because you don't even understand if I tell now. With graphs I will show you. Clear? Why graphs, sir? Question may arise again. X-axis, Y-axis is the base for understanding influencer and influenced. So therefore, I will explain. Meaning of a graph also I will explain there. What is X-axis also I will explain. Am I clear or not? Sir, tell me, number of units and cost of production. Can I draw a graph for them? Think in brain here. Everything we need to put in paper. Number of units produced and cost of production. Can I prepare a graph? Answer. So, I can put either number of units on X-axis or I can put number of units on Y-axis and we can prepare a graph. Correct? Wrong. Never we should do. Influencer only should come on X-axis. Number of units A should come on X-axis. Why? Because of Y equal to mx plus c. Why? Because of dy by dx. Am I clear? All those concepts we will be seeing in portfolio theories. Am I clear? So now I am not going to discuss anything about that. Just remember the concept. Who should come on denominator? Influencer should come on denominator. Who should come on numerator? Influenced should come. Reasoning we will see there. Clear? Now tell me. Purchasing company is influencer and selling company is influenced. Selling company is influencer and purchase company is influenced. Purchasing company is the influencer. Selling company will be influenced. Tell me what is the formula then? NAV of selling company by NAV of purchasing company. For this what is the formula? EPS of selling company by EPS of purchasing company. For this, MPS of selling company by MPS of purchasing company. Clarity everyone? Tell me, what is the swap ratio on the basis of NAV? Swap ratio for one share of that company, how many shares we will give? 0.812. Can I ask you a question now? Why I am not giving 1:1 here? Because your value is 0.812 times of my value. If your NAV is also 13.8, I would have given you one share on a share. Clear? But you are how many times me? 0.812 times only you are. Therefore, I will give 0.812 times only your shares. My share, I will give you not completely 0.812 times only I will give. 10,000 shares are there with you. How many? 10,000. I will not give 10,000 shares of mine. I will give you 8,120 shares only of my company. Because 8,120 shares of my company is as good as 10,000 shares of your company. That's the logic here. Don't mug up the formula or mug up anything. Did you understand the logic or not? You are how many times me? 0.8. Therefore, if I give my 10,000 shares, I am paying you over. I should pay appropriately. If I pay you 0.812, my one share is equal to 0.812 of your shares. Clear? That means if I pay my 0.812 shares, it is as good as your 10,000 shares. Listening? Therefore, we calculated this. Swap ratio will be useful for calculating the number of shares to be issued. Swap ratio will be used to calculate the number of shares to be issued. By which company? Purchasing company. To whom? Why you have to pay purchase consideration? Because they are selling their company. For that, as a consideration, what we are paying? Shares we will pay. In what form we will pay? In the form of shares we will pay them. Understood the concept or not? Tell me, when you are paying, how many bases are there? 3. NAV, EPS, MPS. What we have done? What we have done? NAV. Now tell me. NAV basis if you go, what is the swap ratio? 0.812:1. What do you mean by that?
For every one.
No, that is okay. For every one share of your company, I will give 0.812 of my share. That is okay. Your NAV and my NAV, when my company is generating 1 rupee, your company is generating only 0.812 rupee. Your company is generating 0.812. If I give 1 share of my company to you for every 1 share, I am overly paying you. I should pay only how many times of your 0.812 value? You are how many times of me? 0.812. Therefore, in my shares, I will pay you only 0.812 shares. How many shares do you have? Your company, how many shares are there? How many? For your 5,000, I don't give 5,000. If I give 5,000 of my shares to you, For your 5,000, I am paying you over. I should pay you appropriately. Therefore, my shares, I will give you only 0.812 times of 5,000. 4,000 something will come. How much? 460, na? Okay. 4060. This is the number of shares to be issued by whom? X limited to Y limited. This is on the basis of what? Number 2. Please see the screen, take calculator and tell what is the EAT minus EAT and preference dividend. What is the profit after tax and preference dividend? 24,000. 24,000 divided by 10,000 shares. How much it is? 2.4. Correct? Denominator. Purchasing company. 15,000 divided by 5,000. How much? 3. Tell the value. 1 point is to 1. Now see here. Now we calculated the swap ratio on what basis? On what basis? EPF. Who is now performing well in EPS terms? Which company? Y company is, or Y limited is more better performing than that of the purchasing company in terms of? In terms of? Now answer my question clearly. How many shares I can give you? If you value the company, if you value the other company on the basis of EPS basis, I have to pay 1 share, 1.25 shares. For your 1 share, it is not enough to pay just 1 because you are 1.25 times bigger than me in terms of EPS. Listening or not? Okay, tell me. X limited will issue how many shares of itself for the Y? 1.25. How many shares are there in Y limited now? If I give 5,000, I am undervaluing you. Because you are capable of being paid how much? 1.25 times. Clear or not? So tell me, how much is the value? 6250. Everyone understood second one or not? Everyone. Tell the third one. Directly as given. 27 by 24. Value. 1.125 is to 1. Tell me. In this also, who is having more performing? Y limited. Therefore, Y limited is how many times bigger than X limited in terms of market price? Tell me. You are selling, I am buying. You are which company? You are which company selling? Who I am? Buying company, purchasing company. Now tell me. I will give you 1 share ki 1 share. Satisfied or not satisfied? When you are not satisfied, if you go the valuation on the basis of APS and MPS, you are not satisfied. Because you are how many times bigger than me? Therefore, for our 1 share, listening, our 1 share is 1.125 times bigger than yours. Therefore, don't give me 5,000 shares, you should give me 5,000 into 1.125 to me. Clear or not, everyone? So tell me, what is the answer? 5625. Now, you answer me all the 3 values. How many shares I have to issue? Who has to issue? To whom? Tell me all the 3 bases you answer. Number 1. First basis if you go 40. Second one. Third one. Now answer. Which is preferred from the point of view of X limited? X limited is a purchasing or selling? Answer. Purchasing company will try to always pay less or more. Therefore, which model is more economical for them? First or second or third? That's what he asked in this question. Everyone understood? 4058. So you are rounded off it to 4060. No problem. 4058. Second model 6250. Third model how much? 5625. So now answer. Which basis is more preferable? First, second, third. First one is more preferable because the cost is less from compared to when other models. From which company point of view? X limited point of view. Everyone understood the logic? Copy down this. Live students, please put up a message, understood the concept or not. So see here, we completed calculation of that particular value. Up to there, okay. Now my question, we have calculated NAV basis. How much answer we got? 4058. One more time tell me, let us do one more time just for clarity's sake. First problem, tell me what is the purchase consideration swap ratio calculation on the basis of EPS. Tell me. EPS of Y limited by EPS of X limited. See the question. Take question. What is the PAT plus preference dividend? 24,000. This is the earnings after tax and preference dividend divided by number of shares of 10,000. So how much it will be? Denominator 2.4. Next numerator 15,000 on 5,000 shares. Tell me. Value please. Who is the winner? Y or X? How to understand this? For every one share of Y limited, 1.25 shares of X limited will be issued. For every one share of, interpret that properly, don't mug up. For every one share of Y limited, 1.25 shares of X limited should be issued. Tell me, EPS basis if you go, who is the winner? How many times bigger than X? Therefore, if you give 1 on 1 share, you are not giving me properly, you are giving lesser than what I desire and what I deserve. I deserve how many times you? Therefore, give me 1.25 the shares of your company if you want to pay as per EPS basis. Hello? Listening? This is the another point. Next, swap ratio on the basis of MPS. What is the formula? MPS of Y limited by MPS of X limited. Tell me, how much? 27 by 24. Who is the winner? How many times bigger? Tell me, who will give the shares? X. Will give shares to whom? Tell me, who is buying the shares? X limited is buying the shares of Y. Buying the shares of and giving the shares of X. Clear? You are how many times bigger than me? Therefore, I have to give 1.125 shares of mine to you. If you go by MPS basis. So, summary. How beautifully the concepts are framed. You missed that point. Listen now. You went out. Concept is, we are valuing swap ratios on 3 types of basis. NAV, EPS, MPS. NAV is a balance sheet model of analysis. EPS is P&L model of analysis. MPS is an external analysis. In these 3, generally companies will adopt any of the 3. But in real life scenario, they will take a fair value out of this. Means, tell me, if you have to go by NAV, how many shares you will give? 4,000. Swap ratio you tell me. 0.8116 you will give. Correct? In the second case, how much you will give? 1.25. Third case? 1.125. Therefore, which is correct now? All are correct, all are wrong. Hello? If you ask Y limited, it will tell pay me using EPS because number of shares are more. If you ask Y limited, X limited, it will tell that I will pay using NAV because number of shares are less. There is a dispute or not? That's why Companies Act section number 230 to section number 240 came talking about mergers and amalgamations. Name of the chapter is Compromises, Arrangements and Amalgamation. Section number 232 will be talking about 232 section will be discussing about merger and amalgamation of company. That's why swap ratio, a lot of disputes will come. One person will tell pay using NAV. X limited will tell I will pay using NAV because number of shares are less for them. Another way they will tell that pay using EPS, my shares will be more. Then who will win here? No one will win, it's a dispute. Listening, yes, that dispute comes for a compromise between them to the tribunal directly. NCLT will involve. NCLT will sit between them. It will tell that okay, it's not 0.8116 which is very less to you and favorable to X. Yes, it's not even 1.25 which is more favorable to you and unfavorable to company. Listening. It's not even the third one. We will take weighted average. What average? Weighted average. What average? Weighted average. Weights will be decided by tribunal. They will give weights. On that weighted average, they got 1.025. It's not lesser like 0.8116, not more like 1.25. They will take a substantial average, they will take. On that also one question is there. Come for 10 marks in the recent exams. We will also do that question. Not now. Next class it will come. 13th problem, 14th problem it is. There it will come. Logic of this question understood everyone? Yes, sir. Clear? Yes, sir. What is asked in the question? Let us see now. Which should be preferred from the point of view of from the exempted point of view, which is preferred is asking. NAVI, MPSI, EPSR. Because purchase consideration is lower. Right on. From the point of view of X Limited, from the point of view of X Limited, from the point of view of X Limited, on the point of view of X Limited, it is preferred to go by NAV. It is preferred to go by NAV since purchase consideration is lower. Since purchase consideration is lower. Since purchase consideration is lower. Clear? So now we completed question number 1. 1 completed. Next, take question number 2. Take question number 2. So live students, please put a message. Are you understanding the concept? Meanwhile, let us read the question. A Limited is acquiring B Limited. So tell me, who is acquiring whom? A is acquiring. And the details are as follows. A Limited, B Limited. PAT 2,60,000. Equity shares 40 and 110,000. MPS 15 and 12. If merger takes place by exchange of equity shares based on market price, what is the EPS of the new firm? What is the new firm? Means which firm? Merged firm. After acquiring B, after acquiring B, B will not be there again. It is already merged with whom? A. After merger, what is the EPS after its acquisition? He is asking. Bit number 1. Second, B Limited sure that earnings available to shareholders will not be diminished after merger. What should be the swap ratio then? Variety question they ask. First read the question, we will solve this together. Read the question. Can you go to the problem first? And what is answer? I don't know. I didn't remember answer. We have to do. Read the question. First tell me who is acquiring whom. Who is acquiring whom? A acquiring B. Now tell me, what is the basis of swapping? What is the basis of swapping? MPS is the basis. Okay, first I will do and I will give time for you to copy. Please listen. First, our target for today is 8 problems. How many? 8. We are in second one now. 8 problems is our today's target. 8 problems we will do. Maximum we will try at least. Okay, to complete them. If 7 are completed, okay, no problem. But at least let us try to solve as number of problems as we can. Because great concepts will not come. Every problem have a new point in that. You should understand that. Go to the next problem. Shall we start? Question number 2. See here. PAT 2,60,000. Equity shares 40-10. Market price 15-12. You should first tell me what is the swap ratio. Tell the formula. MPS of B Limited by MPS of A Limited. Very good. What is MPS? What is MPS given? Rupees 12 by rupees 15. Value please. 0.8:1. Interpret this. How to understand? For every 1 share of B Limited, A Limited will give how many shares? How many? 0.8 shares it will give. Listening everyone? Okay. Now listen carefully. For every 1 share of B Limited, 0.8 shares of A Limited will be issued. Who is the winner? A Limited is the winner. B Limited is how much size to the A? 0.8 only. Can I give? Whose shares I am taking? Whose shares I am taking? B. Giving whose shares? When I am giving you the shares, you are how many times me? I will give only 0.8 times my shares to you. If I give 1-on-1, I am overpricing you. Listening? Tell me, how many shares I should give now? For 1 share, I need to give 0.80. B Limited is already having how many shares? For 10,000 shares, how much we need to give is the question. Tell me. 8,000 shares. Listening? Tell me now. First point, swap ratio and number of shares to be issued. Understood? Everyone? Next point. Next point. Please see here. Step 1 over. Step 2. What will be number of shares post merger? Already 40,000 are there. We gave 8,000. Tell me how many shares will be there? Step 3. What is the earnings post merger? Tell me. 1 second. Previously which company is there? A. Although which company is there? B. Now both are merged. Means the earnings is 2,60,000 2,60,000 2,60,000. Step 4. This 2,60,000 is sir, 2,60,000 is what? Answer here. 2,60,000 is what? Earnings after tax of the pre-merger entity or post-merger entity. Post-merger entity. Technically A Limited. Which company will be left after amalgamation? A Limited. For them this is the total. Okay. Tell me, what is the EPS post-merger? 2,60,000 divided by 48,000. 417. Now answer. What is the EPS after merger? 5.417. Kada? See the screen once. What is the PAT? How much is the PAT? 2 lakh. 2 lakh divided by 40,000. 5. 60,000 divided by 10,000. Now listen. What is my EPS before merger? Y Limited. Sir, problem is not for X Limited or sorry for purchasing. Always problem is for whom? By selling company, because they may feel that we are underpriced. Therefore, concern is always from whose point of view? Seller a problem here in entire amalgamation procedure, not the buyer. Are you understanding or not? Now tell me, everyone, participate. What is my EPS before merger? Answer, yeah. What is my EPS after merger? Before 6. After 5.417. Answer my question now. EPS is 5.417 before merger or after merger? Answer? Before merger, what is my EPS? That means happily I am having EPS of 6 there. Now you gave me 8,000 shares. Listening? Now I am not getting that equivalent amount of EPS there. My EPS is how much previously? 6. What is my EAT? 60,000. You gave me how many shares? Answer, yeah. 8,000 into 5.417. My is 60,000 before. Now, listening. Sir, no sir. After amalgamation, that company will be there, na sir. Therefore, I will calculate on a total basis. For your 8,000 shares, anyway you will get only that 5.417. Technically, your earnings has fallen, earnings have raised. Answer. Because of the swap ratio. Because you didn't get 1 share. You got only how many shares? 0.8 only you got. Hello, listening? Yes, number of shares is reduced. Since the number of shares is reduced, you are not getting equivalent amount of earnings in the new company. Clear? What is your earnings? Earnings, previously. Previously earnings, not EPS. You are not listening to my words. Earnings is how much? 60,000. Company you sold and you got back 43,000. Justified or unjustified? Unjustified. People will hit with leather slipper in outside. That's why they go for tribunal. Are you understanding or not? That's why they go to tribunal. Sir, previously mine is 60,000. This fellow is amalgamating with me. We are okay with it. But when after merger, if I see my EPS, it fall to 5.417, which is 6 previously. Total earnings 60,000, now fall to 43,000. What is this? They will fight for their rights. Whom? Shareholder. Which company shareholder? That's why how beautifully they frame. What should be the swap ratio if EPS should not diminish after merger? Then how your swap ratio should be, is asking. Tell me. Now swap ratio is what? Which basis? MPS, EPS. MPS basis we went. Correct? Now tell me, he is telling that on what basis you should calculate swap ratio such that EPS should not diminish. How much is my EPS before? 6. Answer. 6. EPS okay. He is asking earnings. Earnings is how much? 60,000. That means even after merger, my earnings should stay at same 60,000. Now everyone tell me, before merger, what is my earning? 60,000. 60,000. If I go by MPS, what is my earning? 60,000. Less than 60. Less than 60. Sir, 40 or something. Less than 60. Do we like or will not? Will not. Why we will like? Your rights are getting diminished means you will say, you will smile and tell, hey, I am okay. They are taking 60,000 worth company and paying 43,000. They are exploiting your hard work. You should get how much? 60,000. To get the same 60,000, how swap ratio should be, he is asking. Always remember thumb rule. What should not diminish? What should not diminish? Basis should be earnings only. EPS basis you should go. What basis? EPS. I should not diminish my NAV. Which model? NAV model. I should not diminish my MPS. MPS model. Hello. Tell me now. EPS basis. Tell me. EPS of? 6 by? Tell me. 1.2 tell me. For 1 share I will give 1.2. For 10,000 shares I will give how many? How many? 12,000. Correct? Now tell me, EPS will be same or changing or changing? Because number of shares are changing. Hey everyone. What is the earnings before? 2 lakh for A limited, 60,000 for B limited. Total put together. shared by 40,000, 12,000, 52,000. Tell me. How much? 5. How much? See the beauty. What is the A limited EPS before? 5 is 5 now. What is the B limited EPS? 6. Don't see EPS. See the earnings now. How many shares you have given? 12,000. How much is the EPS share? 5. 5 into 12,000? 60,000. Maintain now. That's how that concept came. Understood the point? What should not diminish? Earnings price you calculate. What should not diminish? Market price you calculate. What should not diminish? NAV price you calculate. What should not diminish? That basis you should follow. Clear everyone? That's how this problem has been framed. Right on. Like this you need to present in exam. Like this, if you do stepwise, clarity will be there for the valuer, what you are doing there. Clear? Copy down the answer. You should at least understand how much time I would have spent to write. 6 months I spent. Case Academy, then I am taking the classes. Morning class, evening notes writing. You can ask him when, at what time I used to come. 1 o'clock at night. Ask him, he will tell. 1 o'clock at night, 1:30. Like that I used to come here and write the notes. 1:30, 1:50. Horrible timings. 10:30 I used to start, right up to 1:30 at night. Again 7 o'clock class. That hard work is represented using that book. But life play again I need not write again. What will change in AFM? Maximum additional problems I need to do. Whenever I find time, 10 problems I will add in that. Great changes will not come in subject now. So that's why one time if you properly put hard work, consistently that will go. Completed copy? Over? Can you move on to the next one? Okay. Next question. Take question number 3. Take question number 3. Can we begin? See the question once. A Limited wants to acquire T Limited. Okay? A Limited wanted to acquire T Limited. In study material, they will use the word Acquisition Limited by Target Limited. I shortened to AT. Okay? A Limited wants to acquire T Limited by exchanging 0.5 of its shares for each share of T Limited. How many shares? 0.5 shares of whom? 0.5 shares of whom? A Limited for T Limited share. That means already they have given us the swap ratio, no need to calculate swap again. On what basis they might have calculated this, we don't know. They may use NAV, they may use MPS, they may use EPS, they may use weighted average, we don't know. Some method they used over EAT, number of shares, EPS, PE ratio, market price, all are given. First question, number of shares required to be issued by A Limited for T Limited. Number of shares required to be issued by A Limited to T Limited. Tell me, T Limited how many shares are there? What is the swap ratio given? Automatically how many will come? 90,000 will come. First bit answer everyone understood? Next second bit. EPS after acquisition. Tell me, what is the EAT of A Limited before? T Limited? Both put together 21,60,000 divided by 6 lakh shares, 90,000 shares, 6,90,000 shares. 3.13. Next, equivalent EPS, very very important. Logic we will discuss in the next problem. Formula I will tell now. What EPS? Equivalent EPS. Sorry, logic also I will tell now itself. Tell me, what is the EPS of the merged firm? See, there and tell ya. What is the equivalent EPS of merged company? What is the EPS of merged company? First tell me. 3.13. 3.13 is EPS of whom? EPS of whom? Merged company. And after merger or before merger? Answer. Now the point starts. See here. What is EPS? Full form. Now full form. Earnings per share. Earnings per share. For one share this is earnings. For one share I gave you only 0.5 shares. Therefore in our EPS your share is only 50%. Whose share? T Limited's share after amalgamation in my EPS is not full. It is only 50% because I am giving you share on share. 0.5 to share. Answer. EPS. What is S? For one share. For one share you will get EPS 3.13. I gave you 1 on 1. I gave you 0.5 on 1. You are eligible only for half the amount here. Clear everyone? So tell me. One point 565 or 1.565. What is 1.565? Equivalent EPS. Please tell me, what is equivalent EPS formula? First formula you tell me. Post-merger EPS into swap ratio. That's all. What is the formula? Post-merger EPS into swap ratio. Equivalent EPS means originally the EPS is 3.13. It belongs to whom? Merged company. It belongs to? Correctly, equivalently if you have to tell, the new shareholders are not eligible for entire share in EPS. They will get only half the share because I gave you 1 on 1. No, I gave you how much? 0.5 shares for every 1 share. Clear? So you are eligible only for 0.5 of that EPS. Listening. If you really see the EPS 3.13 only will be there on all the share. Equivalently if you have to calculate, that is the idea. What we need to calculate? Equivalent. I will repeat one more time. See here. Company went for amalgamation. Amalgamation also completed. What is the EPS? 3.13 is the EPS of whom? Merged company. In that merged company, who is also there? A limited is there, T limited is also there. After merger, that's the EPS. Listening, even for accounting purposes, everywhere EPS they will show. Okay? But comparison sake. What sake? Comparison sake. You see and tell me, what is the EPS of? What is the EPS of T limited? Before merger. Before merger, 2. 2 is for 1 share of that company. For that 1 share, we gave 1 share. How many shares we gave? Therefore, when you compare with the 2, don't compare 3.13, you compare only 0.5. Did you understand the point or not? Tell me again. What is 2? EPS of T limited prior to merger. For how many shares? For 1 share. For its 1 share, we gave 1 share. How much we gave? 0.5 shares. Correct? That means when you compare your EPS with the 2, don't compare 2 and 3.13. Because 2 is for 1 share, 3.13 is only for 0.5 share. You should convert 3.13 also into 0.5 terms and compare with the 2. Understood? For comparison sake, equivalent EPS concept came. Really, you will get 3.13 only. Shareholders EPS is how much? Which shareholder? A na T? Asal there is no concept of T after merger. Every shareholder will get 3 point comparison. Which sake? Comparison. Comparison sake. Tell me, previously how many shares you have? T limited. T limited. 1,80,000. Now you have 1,80,000. Then why you are comparing directly? It became half. Therefore, in the 3.13 also you should take half only and compare. Logic understood? Everyone, what is the equivalent EPS concept? Concept I want, not the formula. It is the EPS relatively available to whom? Shareholders of T limited. Okay, to compare with the pre-merger EPS. Pre-merger, what is this 2? 2 per each share. For each share we got each share. There, no, we got only how many shares? 0.5. Half the shares we got. Therefore, in the 3.13 also you should compare half. Because the 3.13 came after half, making it half. So therefore 3.13 into half comes to 1 point some amount. That you should compare with the 2. Listening? Everyone? Next. What is the debit? Read. What is the expected market price per share of which company? A limited. Before or after? After acquisition. After acquisition. Assuming PE multiple remain unchanged. If you remember, I told you, MPS can be calculated as, do you remember this formula or not? 2 days or 3 days before I told you this point. What I told you? P by E equal to 5 I said. P by E equal to? EPS is 10. Then what you will do? P by 10 equal to 5. Then P equal to 5 into 10. Correct? What is 5? PE ratio. What is 10? EPS. So EPS into PE ratio is the market price per share. This formula I already told you. Share valuation chapter somewhere I told you this. Now tell me now. Through PE ratio, he is asking us to calculate the MPS. So formula, MPS equal to EPS into PE ratio. We have to calculate after acquisition. Means everything we need to calculate post-merger. What is the EPS post-merger? What is the PE ratio post-merger? Which company will remain after merger? Their PE ratio only we should take. Tell me how many times? 31.3. 31.3 is the market value or market price per share. How many shares will be there? 6,90,000. Multiply. 2 crore 15 lakh? 97. That's all. These are the answer for the question number 3. First one, tell me everyone, understood or not? Everyone, do this. Completed? Completed? Can we go to the next problem? Okay. Next question. So we completed how many questions now? 3. Let's move on to the fourth one. Shall we begin with the fourth? See the question. The following is the information. X Limited, Y Limited. Number of shares 10,000, 5,000. Total earnings 1,50,000. Market price per share 2015. The share exchange is 3 shares for 4 shares held. Means what is the ratio? 3:4. Calculate EPS of amalgamated company. Means what? Post. In relation to before takeover. Means prior merger EPS, post merger EPS we have to calculate. Calculate the gain or loss to the shareholders. Hello, understood? Now just now I told you. Equivalent EPS I told you, na? Now you answer with common sense. Previous problem. What is the EPS before merger? Before. Not this company. Selling company I am asking. 2. After merger? 3.13 is for 90,000 shares only. Previously you have how many shares? 1,80,000 means shares came to half. Then earnings also compare with half only. Listening or not? Tell me now. How much? 3.13 into some amount came. Technically if you compare 3.13 you got a gain. But that amount is given only for 90,000 shares. Are you understanding or not? So therefore actually your earnings have fallen. From 2 it became 1.565. There is a loss to the. There is a loss to the. Do you know why? Do you know why? What is a loss? EPS is a loss because swap ratio is not EPS basis. You give 0.5. Listening? Tell me 2 by 3. 2 by 3. 6.67. 6.67. Or technically 0.667. Correct? But you gave only 0.5 shares to me. That means you didn't calculate as per EPS. You calculate as per some other basis. That's why I am not getting the proper EPS. I am having a dilution. In the last problem I told you one point. You don't want to get diluted. Basis should be as per that. Clear? Shall we do the third problem? I will first to do. Listen, after that you copy. Tell me the answer. I will write here. What is the swap ratio? Means for every 4 shares I will give you 3. For 5,000 shares I will give how many? 5,000 into 3 by 4. 3,000. Tell me, who will give 3,750 shares? To whom? Tell me. Then instead of 3,000, how many shares I will give? What is the total? 13,750. Correct? Total earnings will become how much? 1,50,000. So EPS will become how much? 10. Now tell me. 10.91 is the EPS before merger, after merger? Everyone. Now the important adjustment will come. Please. How many companies are there? 2. X, Y. Tell me now. Pre-merger EPS. Tell me how much? Pre-merger EPS. 1 lakh divided by 10,000. How much? 10. 50,000 divided by 5,000. 10. What is the post-merger EPS? 10.91. For them, don't compare with 10.91. Only 0.75 shares were given to you. 3:4 means 3/4. Means on 10.91, 0.75 or 3 by 4. Tell me. Calculate, yeah. 10.91 into 0.75. 8.18. 8.18. Tell me. For the shareholders of X Limited, it is a gain or loss? Gain. For the shareholders of Y Limited, it is a gain or loss? Loss. How much? 1 point. You are a legal advisor here. What advice you will give? Earnings is diluted. You are a financial advisor. I came to you. Are my earnings should not dilute. What you will suggest? Basis should not be 3-4. Basis should be as per EPS. Then your earnings will not get diluted. Hello. Tell me what is the earnings? 1:1 you should give. What is to give? 1:1 you should give. But you gave 3:4. Means 0.75:1 only you have given. That's why my earnings have fallen. Understood the logic? Please calculate. Can we continue? Next. So what is the problem we completed now? 4. Come to question number 5. Question number 5. See there. ABC Limited is considering acquisition of XYZ Limited, which has 1.5 crore shares outstanding and issued. The market price per share is rupees 400 at present. ABC's cost of capital 12%. Available information from XYZ indicates its expected cash accruals for the next 3 years as follows. Expected cash year in crores 250, 300, 400. Calculate the range of valuation that ABC has to consider PV factor at the rate of 12%. First read the question. RTB question. Simple question only, but decently a good amount of new point will come that we need to do. Okay, read the question. See here. There are two companies. ABC is acquiring XYZ. ABC is acquiring XYZ. How many shares are there with XYZ? 1.5 crore shares. What is the market price? 400 is the market price. So technically how to understand? I can pay 400 into 1.5 crore shares, 600 crore is one of the valuation that I can pay you. Listening. Second, this company is expected to give cash flows like this. 250 crore in the next year, 300 in the next year, 400 in the third year. Tell me, can we calculate the fair value of this company on the basis of cash flows or not? PV at the rate of how much percent? Value, point? 3 digits only. 712. PVCF. 233. 223.25.
Last one 284.17.
284.17. 230.1 total. 747.06 crores. Second valuation is 747.06 crore. From this what you need to understand? You should pay minimum 600 crore, maximum you can afford up to 747. That's why he is asking range of valuation. Minimum it can pay 600 crore, maximum it can soar up to 747.06 crore. That's all. Small problem, 3 marks question. Already asked in exam, 3 marks bit. Accrual means we are going to get, expected. Accrual means don't interpret, accrual means not yet come. Expectation itself means you not yet receive.
We can't take that as cumulative cash flow.
No. On per share basis, if you want to calculate also you can do. 400 minimum, 498.10 maximum per share. Per share. Do this. Completed? Completed everyone? Okay. So we have now completed problem number 4. 5. Sorry. Problem number 5. So now come directly to question number 9. Take question number 9. First 9 questions one type. After that, where a level problems will come. These are all 6 marks to 4 marks questions. After that, 22 exam questions I have kept there. The where a level, some problems in this chapter. Mind boggling. That means we will get a doubt how they can ask questions like this in exam. Small kids like us. How they can play with our life. So like that some questions are there. They can patent those questions. Especially questions like 13, వేరే level 16, 17, 18, 19. Those are all one of its kind of questions. All are 8 marks, 10 marks questions. 21, 22, 24, 25 okay to some extent, 26, 27 okay, 28, 29, 30. Oh, horrible questions all these are. Next, first 8 questions, enjoy the chapter. First 8 questions you will say, very easy, merger chapter. Just like that I am doing. After that we can't do anything. First 8-9 questions say comfort. So after that horror will start. So next main concepts will start. These are all exam questions. All these are. You can check the study material as well. But the problem is these are all 6 marks to 4 marks questions are these. That's why immediately you are fat, you are doing the questions, answers are coming, comfort. Sir, after that analysis will come. Variety questions they asked in exam. Sir, okay. Now, let us consider question number 9. Take question number 9. Read. The following information is available. M, R. Actually, in study material, Moon Limited, Rocket Limited. Summarized to M, R. Moon Limited, Rocket Limited. M, R. 2 companies. EAT 2000 to 4000. Everything is in lakhs. Next, shares 200,000. P ratio 10 to 5. What is the swap ratio based on market prices? Can we do that or not? Tell me what is the formula?
EPS into P.
First I ask you one question, tell me. Here MPS given or not given? But we can calculate. Because EPS is there, P ratio is there. Can we calculate MPS or not? Tell me, I will write here. What is MPS? Sir, EPS also not given. 2000 divided by 200 will give you 10. Correct? Tell me what is the EPS? First tell me. 10. Here EPS. How much? 4. Not 4 lakhs. 4 rupees. 4,000 lakhs divided by 1,000 lakh shares. That's what I am also telling.
No, sir, 1000.
Earnings after tax is in 2000 lakhs.
This is in, this is also in lakhs. Arre, 200 shares a company. How you can imagine 200 shares?
Specifically given.
Numbers in lakhs. Okay. Sorry, missing number. Lakhs. So, now what is the answer in the first case? 10. Second case, what is the answer? 4. Up to here, understood? What is 10 for EPS? What is the MPS calculation? EPS into P ratio. What is the EPS? 10. 10 into 10, 100. 4 into 5, 20. You are very small when you compare with me. Therefore, my swap ratio also how much? 20 by 100. How much? 0.2. First point, understood this concept? Tell me, I am buying which company? R Limited. I am buying which company? R. For R, I have to give my shares. Can I give 1 on 1? I will give only 0.2 on 1. Clear? Because you are very small when you compare with me. Clear? Next. EPS post merger. Just take calculator. What is the total? 6,000 lakhs. Listening. Divided by what is the number of shares? For one share, you give you 0.2. For 4,000, how much you will give? Oh, sorry, I am very sorry. For 1,000, how many shares you will give? Tell me. Already 200 lakhs are there. Again, you are giving how many lakh shares? 200 lakh shares. Tell me how much? How much?
15.
What is 15? EPS post merger. What is the swap ratio? 0.2:1. Up to here, understood?
Yes, sir.
Up to here. Tell me, what is the formula for post merger market price using PE ratio? EPS post merger into. In the previous question, we assumed that PE ratio is same. Now we are assuming that PE ratio is adversely affected. Adversely means it is reducing or increasing or reducing. What is the PE ratio now? 10. 10% of 10 is 1. Reduce 1. How much it should be? 9. 9 times. So tell me, what is the EPS? 15. 15 into 9. How much? Rupees 135. What is 135? Market price. Pre-merger or post-merger? Post-merger. Next. Market value of merged firm. 6,000 lakhs. Why 6,000 lakh? Sorry. 400 lakhs. Sorry. How much? 54,000. 400 lakh shares are there. Next. Calculate the gain or loss. Everyone tell me now. Up to here understood? First one tell me what we calculated. Swap ratio. On what basis? Market price directly given, not given. First we have to calculate EPS. EPS into PE ratio will give you market price. 100 to 20 we got. Up to here understood? After that, we went into calculation of EPS post merger. What is EPS post merger? Earnings post merger divided by number of shares post merger. What is the earnings post merger? 6,000. Number of shares post merger? 200 plus 200, which became 400. Low. We calculated, we got 15. Correct? Then PE ratio is adversely affected after merger. He has given that information in the question. It became how much? 9. Listening. What is the MPS? EPS post merger into PE ratio post merger. What is the EPS post merger? 15. PE ratio post merger 9. 15 9s. 135 rupees is the price for each share. Clear? Next, after that, market value of the merged firm. 135 rupees is each share. 200 lakhs already there. 200 lakhs we issued totally how many lakhs shares? 4 and 5 multiply 54,000 lakhs is the value. Listening?
Yes,
Now listen. Important. Calculate the gain or loss. From MPS basis I will do, see here. MR. Tell me. What is the MPS pre-merger? 120. Are participate here everyone. 120. But for me, okay, tell me. 27, huh? Tell me. Gain or loss for me? For me? That's all. This is how you need to understand. Clear everyone in the class? Do this. What is the question number? 9. Copy down this. Okay. See here. We have done this using which model now? MPS or EPS? Same you can also do for EPS. You can do for, let us also do that. N. Tell me what is the EPS pre-merger? What is the EPS pre-merger? We calculated 10. N 4. After that 15. But I will get 15, I will get 15 into 0.2, 15 into point. How much? Here there is a gain, here there is a loss. If you go by which model? EPS comparison, I got a loss. But at a MPS level, I am at a gain. Why EPS I got a loss? Can you tell me? Since we are not calculating the swap ratio on the basis of earnings. Listening or not? We calculated swap ratio on what basis? Therefore, that was increased. Clear everyone in the class? In the book I have done EPS way, that's why. Listening? In the book I have done EPS way. You can also do the same using MPS also. Okay, like that. I shown you now. Copy. Completed? Completed? So done with the answer, everyone? Okay. So if you want, you can also copy the MPS model. MPS model like this you need to do. Anything you can do. In exam you can choose any of these.
Sir, in swap ratio we calculate MPS, sir. In swap ratio we calculate sir market price. So for gain and loss also market price is more or less, sir.
You can do anything. You can also write that since it is not through EPS, it is incurring a loss. If you do both also, very good, no problem. If nothing is mentioned, you can do anything. Sir, okay. Completed everyone?
Yes, sir.
See here. Now we have completed a basic level of calculations in this particular area. Basic calculations are completed with this. So how many problems are totally? 7 I wanted to do. How many completed? 6. 6 la basics over. These 6 are the basic questions in mergers chapter. Basic questions means in the sense, these will give you the overall idea behind what is this chapter all about, how swap ratios will be calculated, how comparison will be made. Next area we are going to go into somewhat advanced level of doing the mergers point. Clear? Same problems will be there. Similar EPS, MPS concept. Information will be more critical. Slightly it will be critical on understanding. After some stage, synergy will come into the picture. Till now if you observe, one company is acquiring another company, both earnings we are adding. Listening? One company 1 lakh, another company 50,000. Now what you are doing 1 lakh 50. For 1 lakh 50, why you are merging us? Some benefit should be there. That synergy will come in problems. Are you understanding or not? How to deal with synergy is the next area. So synergy la net cost, NPV of synergies, variety concepts will come. So slowly we will advance into the concept. Next class we will see that. Clear? So anyway, even if I start, I can't even explain. That requires at least 15-20 minutes introduction. After that only we can understand that concept of synergy. Next session we are not going to start synergy. Basic problems completed. Basic ideology, the advanced problems are given in exam. We will do those. We will complete. Once after that, we will start with the area called as synergy in mergers. The main core of the mergers chapter is in synergy calculation. So that synergy concepts will start, that we will do.
Yes,
Next session we will meet. Tomorrow there is no class. Full day batting at KS Academy tomorrow. So from morning till evening, at least one day I also need a gap. So tomorrow there is no class. So CA final AFM class is not there for tomorrow Sunday. Okay? Because I am having full day batting, morning 7 to evening 6. Full day batting to foundation to inter. So therefore, I can't, at least one day I need some rest. So tomorrow there is no class. Monday we will meet at the same time.
Yes, sir.
Clear? So thank you very much. Good night.